So many moms are looking to create an income from home, but nobody really tells you like the cost that it takes to start each business. And I'm here tonight to kind of break that down a little bit for you. And I'm going to go through certain businesses that you can do online. And that'll give you a better understanding where you would want to go. So because I've been in business for a little while now and I've done different types of businesses, so I can speak from experience how difficult it is sometimes to manage, a business and start a business. It's not just, oh, I want to start a business. It takes time and practice and a lot of planning. Okay. So I'm going to go through a few jobs from home for moms that are good. Um, so the first job that I'm going to go into is one that I have done myself. I actually have a jewelry line and I created it right after COVID and I have been doing it ever since. And the thing with handmade products, you have to find the right platform and the right sales form for yourself. So let's say, for example, that you are thinking of selling like on Etsy, right? That's just a quick example. So the average cost to start handmade products are about $300 to $1,000, depending on what you're doing, because you have to make enough to sell and put it up on the site. And there is a charge if you do it through Etsy, and there's shipping involved and the making of the product. So all that takes time. And the profit margin with Etsy is about 20 to 40%. So the flexibility is, you have to fill these orders, you have to fill these orders. And the one thing that I've noticed with Etsy is you have to pay per showing. So every item that you put in each in their platform, there's a fee for that, and there's like a daily fee. So I noticed that that was becoming costly, and I wasn't really getting anywhere with that because unless I pay for advertising, they wouldn't put my products first. So that's the deal with Etsy. Etsy has a very interesting platform. So anyway, if you want to go the Etsy route, you don't have to build a website, right? If you don't want to, but you can actually go ahead and make your products. So, you have to take time. Products take time, they take money. And the profit margin is only about 20 to 40%. And of course, shipping materials and all that stuff. Compared to digital marketing products, which you make 100% of the profit and there is no time to create it because most of these products are created already for you. Okay. So that's one comparison there with the digital marketing. The second comparison I'm going to make is the MLMs or direct sales. Usually when you have to start this business, you're selling like health products, you're selling makeup, you name it. Anything that you sell for another company that would be considered an MLM, that there's more like a pyramid for you to create. You have to create teams, and you build these pyramids and then it trickles down to you. So the one on the top tier always makes the most money, right? So then basically, like if you're going to do a starter kit, is about 200 to $500 for the starter kit. So you're investing in that. You have to constantly post, of course, because you're selling their products, right? And you have to share with your friends, share with your family. I mean, that's a constant like cold calling all the time and kind of like reaching out to people. And if somebody likes your comment, you have to like go back and message them, that sort of stuff. So that's that. The profit margin usually is anywhere between 10 and 20%. But I think you might make a little bit more depending on the company. So that's the only thing, depending on the company. And then you have to recruit. There's a lot of that. Like you're always like asking people, hey, do you want to join my program? And then that's how you build that pyramid, right? So that's that. With digital marketing, you have your own products again, and you have 100% profit. So there you go again. You are not calling friends and family, and you're not selling for anyone, and you don't have to push products on people. With digital marketing, you put yourself out there. This is what I'm doing. People will reach out to you, and you don't have to depend on friends and family to build that business. Okay. Let's say you want to do like virtual assistant work. You need a laptop, you need some skills and training for that. It takes about 4 to 6 hours a day. That's the kind of job time that requires. It pays between $15 and $25 an hour, right? So that's that. The flexibility is pretty moderate. You probably can do this like during the day. Like you may not need to be like stuck behind a desk all day. You require clients, so you have to make sure that I don't know how I would say advertising or like sharing your cards, your business cards. That's the way you could probably do that. Put yourself on Instagram, what have you. In reference compared to digital marketing runs on autopilot. So once you make content, you put it out there and it'll work for you forever. So that's the beauty of that, the, comparison to that. Now, blogging on YouTube, the startup, it says here pretty much from my research, $100 to $300, the setup. Don't know what that could be, maybe camera, equipment, that sort of stuff. It's a long-term requirement for that. Like, for example, all the videos that I make for YouTube, I'm not expecting them to work right away. I'm expecting them to be there because it's an evergreen platform. So I would say the time frame for that to start like really working and churning and the algorithms would be about 6 to 12 months. And that's pretty much what that is. Your profit margin, well, if you do ads, you may make a little bit more, so it's kind of hard to determine. The way I post, I don't do any ads. I just post my stuff out there, my videos about my business, and hopefully it'll reach the right people. I plug in all the things that I'm supposed to. Flexibility is super high. You can do it from anywhere. You can do a YouTube video walking down the street, walking your dog, and you can just decide what you want to do. Like you can talk about the weather. I don't know, whatever your thing is. So there are no hidden costs, but you need to create content continuously. So that's the thing with that. The digital marketing has a little bit of faster setup because basically, for example, with my business, you get your digital marketing program when you purchase it, and then you set it up, and then you put it on autopilot. So the difference between the return is that you can sell right away. So for example, if I put a video out there and I'm talking to somebody about my digital products and, how to start this business, and they want to know more, they put their name on my website, it takes them to a video, and they can decide to buy right there. And they can buy anywhere from $100 program to a $100 program. So you can make money potentially faster than waiting for YouTube to build those numbers on followers or watch time. So there, that's the comparison with that. And I would say there's this last one here that I pulled up was remote corporate jobs. Remote corporate jobs. So basically you work from home, right? It takes 8 hours. You're on a fixed salary. And these are work from home things, right? That I'm giving you. The flexibility is low because you usually have to be in front of a computer. That's what it is. And there's no real hidden costs because you just have to, it's about your schedule, right? You have to be there. You're on a salary. When you're doing digital marketing compared to remote jobs, you have time freedom. So you build it at your own pace. You do it in your own time. You're not working for anybody else. So you will be getting paid with a remote job, like hourly basis, right? Because you're working for somebody that's paying you to do a specific skill or a job. With digital marketing, like I said, you can post something that could potentially give you, money right away, and you make 100% profit. You're not working for anybody. You do your own schedule. So those are the kind of things, those are the comparisons, when it comes to, a digital, marketing business compared to any of the other jobs that you can do from home. So with digital marketing, it's usually pretty low cost depending on which product. If you're going to sell high ticket items, it could potentially cost you more, but the rewards are larger. So that's a good thing. But when you're starting up, let's say in my program, you can start under $200. And basically it's for your package and then maybe the website, which is a one-time fee. So if you don't have a lot of money, you could potentially start your business with $139. That's not bad. And then you just have to learn how to put it out there. But the tools are there for you to follow. So that's a good thing. The great thing that I love is that it's only a 2-hour a day work week. So for example, this is one of my hours, and I come home, I do hair, I'm a hairstylist. So I try to get home at a certain time, and then I put in my time and I share my program and give you different topics. This month is about mom, so this is one of the things that I'm doing. So we do a video, and then we do 3 posts a day. You can do it on multiple platforms, or you can choose just TikTok. And then you just have to learn how to play with the algorithm. So this is the beauty of that. And you learn all this through this. So the 2-hour workday is just video, 3 posts, and then kind of like commenting and stuff like that after it's all said and done. Because it does take, a little bit to put together. But after that, it's on autopilot, which I love. All you're doing is doing videos. You make 100% profit. So the moment you purchase this one product, whichever product you want, you go ahead and when you sell it, you make 100% profit, and you don't have to buy the product over and over again. You buy it once, and then you go ahead and, hi there guys. Thank you for joining. Thank you. So you buy the product once and then it's resellable over and over again. There is no expiration date on digital marketing programs. And you don't have to have inventory. So those are the great things about being in the digital marketing world and doing what I'm doing now, because you're building something for the future. So this is not like an overnight thing, but you do build momentum. And it's almost like compounded interest when you post your videos in these platforms, specifically YouTube. So you get always that, engagement, and they push it out at certain times. There'll be people maybe a year later posting, and commenting on your thing. So that's the beauty of that, right? There is no work from anywhere. You work from the comfort of your home, at vacation, by the beach, on your laptop, on your phone. You can make these videos anywhere. And, you live your life and then you do this stuff, right? There's no clock-ins, no boss, and no shipping costs because it's digital and it's downloadable. And no customer service issues, because the deal with this is we do have a community within our program, which is amazing, by the way. We have so much support there, and it's volunteer. It's volunteer. Like, people are there helping each other, building each other up, helping each other if you have any questions, if there's tech support that you need. So that's the kind of stuff that I love about this program that I'm with, because it not only educates you for free, but it kind of answers questions for you. So that's the good thing. And all you have to do is set it up. So it's, the investment, the original investment, you could potentially make it right away when you make your first sale. So that's a good thing. The breakdown of working the digital marketing business, right? The first thing you have to do is learn your platform. So all these platforms have their own algorithms and all their little tricks and things that you have to learn. And I say that's the one thing. So it's always recommended when you start digital marketing, if you want to start with one platform, right? You start with one platform and you learn really good how it works. You dominate the algorithms. You share your pain point. You're talking to your ideal client. So that's a beautiful thing. And the other thing is you create 1 to 3 videos a day, and then, which takes about 30 minutes approximately, maybe a little bit more depending on if you want to edit them and stuff like that. You basically drive the product to your offer by hashtagging it, putting in the right keywords, all those things together are the way that works. But we use automations with email. So when you capture your client on your website, that they go through an automation of emails, and unless they opt out, they'll still be there getting those emails, inspiring them, letting them know how it works and all that good stuff. And eventually that's your best customer, is whoever's on your email list. Another beautiful thing about this is that when you create content, you can create one video and break it up in many pieces, and you can share it, in different platforms. So sometimes you don't have to really kill yourself. You just basically do your videos and you present them to people, and you can, edit them and cut them into pieces and make a lot of your content ahead of time and batch it, which is great. I love that. So as a mom, I know how valuable our time is, and we don't have time to waste. So that's one of the reasons why I went into digital marketing, because, hi Sissy, how are you? That's one of the reasons why I went into digital marketing, because I didn't want to waste time anymore, and I didn't want to go work for someone else. So I felt like it was time for me to start something that I was going to build for the future, that was going to be automated, that wasn't going to cost me inventory. And for example, tomorrow I have an event, and I'm going to be showing off jewelry that I made. And that took a lot of time and a lot of money and a lot of effort and designing and you name it. So, yes, it would be great, when I get there and I put it and I set up my entire area and hopefully do plenty of sales. But, that took a lot of time in the making, and not only that, but then you have to pay for these events and get there. There's a lot of effort. I find that with digital marketing is very different. I find that I don't have to put the enormous amount of effort. I just share my story. Digital marketing lets you be with your family, which I love. You spend more time with the family, because after you do your videos and you do your setup, it's basically, like I said, on autopilot. So it's nice to have that. If you want to learn the system that I use, that you can make 100% profit, you only work 2 hours a day, and you could do it from anywhere. If you would like to learn, if you would like to start something new, if you're trying to reinvent yourself, if you've been looking for something and you just don't know where to begin, all you have to do is send me a message or check the link around this video, because there's one in my bio, and go there and you'll find out more information. You'll get directed to a video that gives you details on it. and then you decide for yourself. I feel like it's a yes for me. You know, it was a yes for me when I started. I realized that not only there's a few things I'm taking out of this business. One of them is that I'm building something for the future that's going to be on autopilot. So when I get ready to retire, my kids are already grown. You know, now I can maybe pay some bills and stuff. But when I get ready to retire, this is going to be working on its own, and I'm going to get, you know, income that way. So I'm not only taking that, but I'm also taking the fact that I'm using my voice. I'm learning how to be more confident behind the camera. I am able to speak to people, inspire women, and help other people create a second income stream, which to me, that is more than I expected to get out of this. So I love that part. I love that I am actually connecting with others. And I know it's difficult when you're live. People are not really sure what you're selling, what you're doing, and they're usually scrolling on their phones. So for them, it's kind of difficult to kind of decide, is this a real person? What are they doing? What are they selling? What do they want from me? You know, what is she talking about? But I feel like when you tune in and you know the person and you hear more stories and you understand what the product they're selling, you get more comfortable and you know, like, and trust, you know, and then you learn more about the product. So for me, this has been that great experience. So for me, it was a yes. For me, it was like, yes, I am going to do this. And I have not looked back. I love it. I'm learning so much because the platform educates you. So that's the beauty of that. You're not just buying something to resell, right? You're buying something and you're learning how to connect with other people, how to leverage YouTube, how to leverage TikTok, how to put your message out there. So you see, a lot of people will sell you something so you can resell, but they don't really educate you on how to communicate. And that's what I love. I love that you get to understand who your ideal client is and you put your message out there, and you reach people that way, and you learn how to play with the algorithms, and you know, so that's one of the best things about me and my experience in this industry. I feel like it's giving me a voice, and it's giving me an opportunity not only to help myself but to help others, which I love that part.